Chair Ford leaving interest rates unchanged for now. The Fed says inflation is cooling, but not enough yet to take future interest rate hikes off the table. ABC's Alexis Christoforous has more.
This was largely expected, this move by the Federal Reserve. It's the third straight time the Fed has left interest rates unchanged as it waits to see what those 11 interest rate hikes since March of last year is doing to the overall economy.
U.S. officials confirmed to ABC News that Israeli forces are pumping seawater into some of the underground tunnels used by Hamas in Gaza. The humanitarian crisis also growing in Gaza, with nearly 2 million displaced or unable to flee. A federal judge has issued a 2-week temporary restraining order against the NCAA that barred college athletes from playing immediately after transferring a second time. Those athletes can now return to competition until a hearing later this month. This is ABC News.
News Radio 1000, FM 97.7. Stay connected, stay informed.
11:31. I'm Taylor Van Sice. Now our top stories from our 24/7 News Center. Jurors could begin their deliberations as soon as this afternoon in the case of the 3 Tacoma police officers charged in the death of Manny Ellis. Northwest News Radio's Jeff Pogula has more live from the Pierce County Courthouse.
Well, Taylor, Matthew Collins, Christopher Burbank, and Timothy Rankin have all been charged with either first-degree manslaughter or second-degree murder. The state says the 3 used excessive force when arresting Ellis in 2020. He died shortly after that altercation. Now, the medical examiner ruled Ellis' death a homicide, but defense attorney Jared Osser says similar cases were ruled accidental and that the ME was bowing to public pressure.
What's changed since 2018, other than the political climate, which he identifies in his PowerPoint that he's presenting to the prosecuting authority?
He says that the meth found in Ellis' system is what led to his death, not the actions of the officers. At the Pierce County Courthouse in Tacoma, Jeff Pogula, Northwest News Radio.
Also from Pierce County, the Sheriff's Department saying that one of their deputies was shot late last night, but he didn't even realize it. Northwest News Radio's Frank Lindsay explained.
2 deputies spotted a suspected drunk driver near 112th and Vickery. When they tried to pull him over, he took off, and the chase was on.
The suspect vehicle kind of went down a hill and then spun around, kind of halfway facing deputies.
Pierce County Sheriff Sergeant Darren Moss says that's when the shooting started. One of the deputies thought they'd been hit, so they were taken out of the line of fire and put into an ambulance. He was examined, and it turns out he was not wounded. He may have just been grazed by a bullet.
So while we were worried about him, his partner that was in the car with him, when they were back at the station trying to cool off from everything, they inspect his gear and see that he had been shot through his handcuff pouch, and the bullet had been one of his handcuffs.
Moss says he probably didn't feel anything. Meanwhile, after an hour-long standoff, the suspect was arrested and taken to the hospital with several gunshot wounds. Frank Lindsay, Northwest News Radio.
A bunch of wrecked cars, and that might be the best technical term for it, were all over I-5 South in Tacoma early this morning. Washington State Patrol Trooper John Datillo says they had fallen off a semi-truck.
We had to call out a tow truck to actually lift the cars back up onto the trailer that they fell from.
There were about 10 to 20 of these crushed cars. The driver wasn't hurt. No other cars were involved in this crash, but at this point it's still unclear what caused that trailer to tip over. 11:34, time for an update on traffic from the High Performance Homes Traffic Center, and here's Kiara Jordan.
I believe that I've spotted a stall on South and I-5 near Ravenna. It looks like we have 2 left lanes that are currently blocked very quickly. That stacked us up out of the Northgate area. And then on North on I-5 in Seattle, it is still a heavy commute from Michigan to the Ship Canal Bridge. That's where, about 10 minutes ago, we wrapped up some road work that had been blocking in 2 right lanes. So we haven't recovered from that yet. Now we're going to jump over to the east side where northbound 405 is still really sluggish from the Valley Freeway to Sunset, and it's lighter slowing out of Newcastle. You'll be back tapping the brake pedal as you're entering downtown Bellevue, and we've been working with a long-term crash on the shoulder as we're coming into Pacific. This is on northbound I-5. It's as you're approaching, northbound 167 as you're approaching Jovita Boulevard, and that's slowing you down around that immediate area. This traffic report is sponsored by the Washington State Department of Health. Updated COVID vaccines are available now and will maximize your protection against the latest strains. Schedule your appointment today. A message from the Washington State Department of Health. Our next Northwest traffic at 11:44.
And the forecast. It's sponsored by Northwest Crawl Space Services. Here's KOMO 4 meteorologist Kristen Clark.
Dense fog has been creating issues for traveling this morning, especially across South Sound, but that fog and late morning. We're also going to be tracking rain across the coastal beaches throughout the afternoon as the gusty cascading gap winds finally subside throughout the day. That is creating some power outages around the North Bend area. For Puget Sound, the rain will hold off until Thursday morning. It will make for a wet morning commute, though, and for the mountain passes, just light snow, amounting to an inch at that for Stevens and Snoqualmie Pass. In the KOMO 4 Weather Center, meteorologist Kristen Clark.
And in Seattle right now, we have mostly cloudy skies, but just a touch of blue turning in with the gray. And it is 45 degrees. Northwest News Time, 11:36. We have an update on sports next.
When was the last time your roof was inspected? If you have concerns or maybe you're seeing some moss up there, check out High Performance Homes. These guys will give you 3 quotes to choose from so you can pick the right option for your budget. And when High Performance Homes comes out to your home, you'll get one of the most thorough consultations you'll ever receive from a roofing company. These guys will actually get on your roof. They'll take pictures and videos of every square inch. And they'll provide an accurate bid right there on the spot, down to the last penny. The HPH team is so dialed in. They have mastered all installation guidelines.
Uros zakafta jasno uros. Ale ovo sarda sonkas.
Distance for following or stopping. Lastly, make sure your vehicle is properly maintained for winter.
That includes four-wheel drive and chains when required at the pass. Please follow these safety precautions from my good friends at Pendergast Law and keep you and your neighbors safe this holiday season.
Happy holidays from all of us at Pendergast Law.
That's PendergastLaw.com. Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
This story is called The Ugly Truth About Timeshare. We think you've done your family a favor by buying a timeshare. You need my help. Hello, I'm Chuck McDowell, CEO and founder of Wesley. 2 years ago, we helped folks transfer timeshare. In the process, started what's now called timeshare cancellation. Timeshare is the only thing that you can find that you can't tell me how much it's going to cost or when it's going to end. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check. Fill out any amount they want for an annual maintenance and assessment fee. Crazy thing is, this never ends. Even when you die, your family's now going to be stuck with this burden. Stop the insanity today. Call my office now. If we take you as a client, I guarantee we'll cancel your timeshare or you'll pay nothing.
Call for your free information kit. 800-462-3333. That's 800-462-3333. 800-462-3333.
QFC knows that fresh produce makes holiday meals better. That's why we shorten the time from harvest to home, so you get more days of freshness from crisp apples, juicy pears, ripe squash, and more. We also inspect our produce to meet your fresh standards, and you know you're getting the best this holiday season. QFC. Love fresh, love local, love food.
Certified Angus beef ribeye, tenderloin, or New York strip roasts are on sale for 40% off with your card. Limit 1. QFC. Love fresh, love local, love delivery. Restrictions may apply. Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and
Is asking for your support. You're suffering from depression, OCD, anxiety, or similar disorders, and have not had satisfactory results with pharmaceutical medications or other treatments, NeuroStim TMS may be able to help through TMS therapy. For a free consultation, call NeuroStim near you. Now with 8 offices from Olympia to the newly opened office in Bellingham.
Blood donors, we're thankful for you. Take an hour to save a life this holiday season. Appointments at bloodworksnw.org. Bloodworks Northwest, community ready. All around the sound, the sponsor spotlight. Sponsored by Sky Nursery.
They say they don't make them like they used to. And if that's why your classic vehicle is stuck instead of running free, you need Andy at Kirkland Transmission. For more than 40 years, they've been repairing transmissions on classic vehicles. Andy has the original factory tools and manuals needed to do the job right, to put all makes and models of classic vehicles back on the road, from the 1930s and up, foreign and domestic. Kirkland Transmission, for transmission service that cares as much as you do. Just off I-405 in Totem Lake, KirklandTransmission.com.
Hey, it's Doctors King and Copstein from K2 Vision. If you're at the stage where you need readers, whether you've had LASIK or not, it may be time to consider K2 Vision RLE. I tell my King LASIK patients, laser vision correction won't solve the eventual need for reading glasses due to an aging, dysfunctional lens. But K2 Vision RLE will. It's not a question of if your lens becomes dysfunctional, it's when. At that point, you'll need reading glasses and could benefit from refractive lens exchange, a permanent solution to distance, intermediate, and near vision problems. In other words, no glasses, no contacts, and no readers. And no cataracts. Exactly. After K2 Vision RLE, you will never develop a cataract. K2 Vision RLE is quick and painless. And because we've performed over 100,000 procedures and followed the outcomes, we have the experience to know if RLE is right for you. Schedule your free Zoom consultation today at K2VisionRLE.com. And let's get your vision feeling young again, permanently. Go to K2VisionRLE.com.
At GLP Attorneys, we help those who have been wrongfully injured get from injury to recovery with justice. I'm John Weber, one of our 30 attorneys who live and work right here in the Pacific Northwest. GLP Attorneys provides compassion, commitment, collaboration, and creativity so our clients receive the compensation they deserve. Let GLP help you get from injury to recovery with a free consultation. Learn more at glpattorneys.com.
Northwest News Time, 11:54. Traffic updates every 10 minutes on the 4s. Kiara Jordan is in the High Performance Homes Traffic Center.
Well, we've had roadwork crews in Seattle on southbound I-5 around the Ship Canal Bridge, really not helping out that commute. It is heavy from 145th into the area. And earlier they were on northbound I-5 in that exact same area around 520. And we still just really haven't recovered from that. It's going to be a busy drive from the Michigan curve to 520. I'm seeing westbound 520 get a bit backed up between Montlake and I-5. Northbound 167 is crowding approaching 405. And then northbound 405, that's still challenging from the Valley Freeway to Sunset. It'll start to break up more, but stay busy as you drive in and out of Newcastle. And then we'll also be tapping that brake pedal from I-90 into downtown Bellevue. Just a little bit of light slowing on southbound 405 coming out of Basel. Again, as you're about to enter the Kirkland area. And then as you're approaching Newcastle, we're going to be slow and go until you reach about Northeast Park. This traffic report sponsored by Bloodworks Northwest. There's a critical need for blood donors this holiday season. Donate blood today. Go to bloodworksnw.org to find a blood drive near you. That's bloodworksnw.org. Bloodworks Northwest, community ready. Our next Northwest traffic at 12:04.
And the forecast, sponsored by Northwest Crawl Space Services. Pretty simple. Gray and rainy for the next 18 hours or so, and then we dry out and should see some sun by Friday and Saturday. Highs around 50 by the time we get to the weekend. Right now, clouds and 45 degrees. Now your consumer tip, sponsored by AristaPoint, benefits for small and mid-sized businesses. Here's Maxine Frost.
Well, Christmas is approaching, and ABC News spoke with Consumer Reports' Bree Fowler. She does not recommend waiting to the last minute if you want to make sure your gifts are going to arrive in time for Christmas.
If you know that you need to get certain things from certain places for certain people, do it now.
The United States Postal Service says Saturday, December 16th is your last day to send something by ground or first class for delivery by September 25th within the United States. Monday the 18th is your last day to send something priority mail. UPS says December 23rd is their last shipping day before the holiday for regular shipping. For their fastest delivery options, December 21st is that deadline. The FedEx's ground and home delivery deadlines are both December 15th. Now, shipping delays are always a possibility. Fowler recommends taking a philosophical attitude about that.
You know, sometimes Santa doesn't deliver. And, you know, you don't get everything that you want.
Maxine Frost, Northwest News Radio.
For what it's worth, I'm Sherry Preston. tech to help even more people enjoy it. When people have hearing challenges visit the opera, there are several ways to help them experience it, even if they can't hear the music.
So they can read the titles or watch the ASL interpreter.
But Brad Dunn at the Lyric Opera of Chicago wanted to offer even more. Enter the Sound Shirt, literally a tech-filled shirt that guests can put on when they go to the opera.
It takes the music and turns into physical sensations so they can feel it on their body.
The music is processed and then sent to more than 24 tiny motors throughout the shirt. It's not a preset system, it is processing the music in real time and sending the signals out so anyone wearing it is experiencing a live performance, just like everyone else in the hall.
We should all be trying to serve communities, as many communities as we possibly can.
For what it's worth, here
Don't
from
like
ABC
Bishop on
News.
Emerald.
Would you pay $79 for peace of mind? Well, of course you would. Hey, it's Manda Factor. You don't want to wake up in the middle of the night freezing because your furnace went out. What about the holidays when you have company? If you haven't had your system looked at in more than 5 years, call All Red Heating and Cooling for their famous All Red Comfort Tune-Up. They want to keep you comfortable now until the holidays, so they have cut the tune-up price in half for new customers to only $79. This is going to keep their comfort consultants very busy, so schedule as soon as you can so they can take care of you. Your system may just need maintenance, or if it needs to be replaced, you can trust the All Red Comfort Consultants. They'll be honest and recommend the most affordable, efficient system for your needs. I love these guys, and so will you. They're a true family business. Twins, Dan and Matt. Their team goes above and beyond and truly cares about their customers. They have more than 1,500 5-star reviews on Google. Schedule your $79